You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we're celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. What do we celebrate? Oh, it's National TV Dinner Day. Look at it, Okay, you can tell that this is a modern TV dinner. Why do I know it's a modern TV dinner? Well, when I was growing up and we had TV dinners, yes, I am old. I didn't have the rum and Coke on the counter there. And I did not have the remote control. I was the remote control. And even look at that fancy remote control. It probably has all the streaming stations and all that stuff on there that I have no idea how to use. I was told by a friend of mine that, and he's not that much younger than me. He's only about 10 years younger than me, that he got rid of all of his TV stuff and went streaming, and he's paying like $35 or $40 a month and has about 3,000 or 4,000 stations. Every sport you can imagine, pro, college, you name it. Every movie station, TV station, you name it. And he's paying like $35 a month. I don't even want to talk about what I pay for DirecTV. And they're not even going to show the debate tonight. Maybe that's a good thing that they're not going to show the debate on DirecTV. I thought I had an applause button on here. Okay, but in any event, there it is. Yeah, ABC and DirecTV, they're in a contract dispute. Unfortunately, I guess the debate's going to be on every single station there is, so can't get away from it. Today's also National Ants on a Log Day. And I had to look that one up. I'll admit I did not know about ants on a log. Josh, did you know about ants on a log before you went? Okay, he knew it. He's more with it than I am. Now, I like peanut butter on celery. I've never put raisins on top, though. Are you a peanut butter and celery guy, Josh? Okay, raisins too? Okay, he's a maybe on the raisins part. Okay, so I might have to try that with the raisins. I like peanut butter on celery. It's a good, healthy snack. And when you are oversized like me, I guess every once in a while you'll go for something healthy. Although, the doctor told me yesterday that I was doing pretty good. Let's see, National Swap Ideas Day. So I take the idea, put it in ChatGPT, and we swap. Because then it's all redone. If you're not using ChatGPT, I'm telling you, it's pretty fascinating. It's pretty amazing with the things that you can do with ChatGPT. You have to understand, they call it prompts. When in some of the other things that I used to use, we used to call it recipes. So you got to get on the right wavelength. It's prompts. Question of the day, are you using ChatGPT or any of the AI? Now, I see there's a bunch of you online right now. It's just a simple yes or no. Are you using AI in your world? I use it a lot. It helps me get some of my ideas more organized. It's I don't know. I it's the sentences, the structure. It's, I've been known, those of you that listen to Ron Siegel Radio or any of our channels, every once in a while, not often, but every once in a while, I go off on a rabbit trail. Maybe more than once in a while. Josh is in the background like, yes, we can't get him to shut up. But every once in a while, I go off on a rabbit trail. Well, when you put this stuff into ChatGPT or any of the AI, it's pretty good. Now, put in the comments, are you using AI? Now, I will also share with you one of my favorites. And yes, I use ChatGPT, but Otter, and I don't even get paid by these guys, Otter. So I have business meetings, and we have the Otter note taker in the background, and it gives us a transcript, summary, action items, and I get to do what I do best. Nothing. I just get to go and look at it and put it out there. Let's move right along. Dow Jones Industrial Average now down 393 points. S&P 500 is down 24.5. NASDAQ down 59. Oil is down $3.15 a barrel. Now, if the president was awake and not on vacation, he might be thinking about, stocking up on the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. But we know, I just heard a report yesterday, and it may or may not be true. It's from one of the partisan groups. So, you have to take it with a grain of salt. President's been in office like 1,500 days, been on vacation for about 500. Must be nice. I'm waiting for a half a day of vacation. Okay, let's take a look. Gas prices, $4.73 in California, $4.64 in Hawaii, $4.15, $4.16 in Washington. Only states in the union that are over $4 a gallon. Josh is over there laughing at me at $3.50 a gallon while I'm over $4 a gallon here. In the formerly Golden State, $3.26 national average. So we're still way above the national average. A lot of challenges right now in the marketplace. And unfortunately, I got in a debate on social media recently. And I put up does that surprise anybody that I got in a debate on social media?
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
So I just put up a simple post on social media, and I was just asking, should you pay off your house or invest the money? It was the question that I put on the channel. And I got some very, very interesting comments and very interesting debate. And the question that came up from it was, I am not a believer in having too much home equity. I believe that home equity can be very, very risky. And when we come back, I'm going to talk about the risk of home equity, especially now. The risk of home equity, especially now. We'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets, the surprising amount of home equity you've gained over the years, why pre-approval should be on the top of your home buying to-do list, and more. Reach me anytime off air, number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, and every day at this time, OBMMI. They provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. They don't tell us points paid, points received, or the APR. They just tell us the number you put in your mortgage calculator, and if you don't have one, get our mobile app. It's free. RonIsMyLender.com. RonIsMyLender.com. Let's see what rates did. They locked at yesterday. 30-year conventional fixed rate loan down 6.19%. Jumbo 30-year fixed up 6.756. FHA 30-year fixed up 5.991. VA 30-year fixed down 5.638. USDA 30-year fixed down 6.048. If you want our market commentary, we put it out each and every morning, business morning, as early as the data allows. rsrlinks.com/market minute, rsrlinks.com/market minute. Let's see what the markets are doing today, because that was yesterday's information as far as the locks. But the markets are very, very fluid. They're always moving. So let's see where they're at today. The S&P 500 now down 27.38. The yield on the 10-year Treasury is down 5 basis points. The mortgage bond, the bond itself, is up 10 basis points, which means interest rates going down ever so slightly. The question you come here for is, why is this happening? Yeah, we could find out all those data numbers. They all come out on that super secret website, google.com. But here's the issue of why it's happening. Stocks, again, mixed. Mortgage bonds, slightly higher to start the day. The 10-year has made a nice move lower of late. Currently at 3.7, big improvement from the peak of 5% back in October 2023. Let's see, David Rosenberg came up with some interesting historical look at the 10-year rate and the rate cut cycles. On average, the decline in the 10-year Treasury note from the cycle peak to the first Fed rate cut is minus 1.25%, which is almost exactly in line with what we've seen this cycle. The high was 5%, and we are currently 1.3% lower at 3.7. With the rate cut not till next week, we could see yields reach 1.6 and be exactly in line with historical averages, but close enough. But maybe not be exactly, but close enough. Historically, the records show that the yield goes down an average of 1.5% from the time of the first cut to the lows. If this time followed history, it would take the 10-year yield to 2.2%. Might be a little optimistic, but even if it went down to, the yield would go down to 2.2. Think about this portion of it, though. Historically, the spread between a 10-year Treasury and a mortgage-backed security is 1.79. Let's call that 1.8. So if the 10-year does go down to 2.2, that's a 4% mortgage. Okay, that would be a good news. I don't know that we're going to go that low, but we're already starting to watch that for you. And if you want to get in on the game, on the action, we are putting together something that is very, very unique in the world of mortgages and anything along there. So here's what we're doing right now for all of our private clients. And if you want to be a private client, you can get the same thing. We're putting together your full Household Board of Directors dashboard. What does that mean? Well, we look at where your mortgage rate is now and what it would make sense for you to make any changes. Now, how do you know where it's going to make sense for you to make a change? Well, we do a consultation to find that out, but you can go to rsrlinks.com/what's-your-number. rsrlinks.com/what's-your-number. And just give us an idea of what your number is. How much do you want to save before you want to start adjusting or dealing with your current loan situation? Now, what do I mean by that? Don't forget the 6 Ds, right? So you've got diplomas, diamonds, diapers, divorce, death, and default. So all of those things go into what's your number. rsrlinks.com/what's-your-number. So you find out all that. We put together a dashboard for you. It is customized. And we put on there your household board of directors. Who's your realtor? Who's your liability advisor? Yeah, that's us. Who's your insurance, life insurance, health, property and casualty insurance, CPA or enrolled agent? Who are all these people that are really financial advisor? Who are all these folks that are important to you in getting your household finances in order? Now, remember, we always look at from the liability side of how to determine wealth, but there is the asset side that you need to be looking at as well. So we're watching all of those things for you. Also, some more information on the Mortgage Minute. Yield curve uninverts. The longest yield curve inversion in history has ended. With the 10-year Treasury yield now higher than the 2-year Treasury yield, the yield curve remains highly inverted. If we look at the shortest end of the curve, with the 3-month Treasury yield still exceeding the 10-year Treasury yield by over 1.4%. Historically, the end of a recession has happened near the start of the end of the recession is near the start of these. March 2007, recession began 10 months later. December 2000, recession began 4 months later. June 1989, recession began 13 months later. October 1981, recession began 2 months later. May 1980, recession began 3 months earlier. If we see history repeat itself or come close, and we're in fact heading for or already in a recession, That does bode well for inflation and rates, as they always move lower during economic slowdown or recession. That's history. We can't promise the future, but that is the historic norm. CoreLogic Home Price Insights reported that home prices were flat in July after rising 0.3% in June, 0.6% in May, 1.1% in April, 1.2% in March. Appreciation gains have clearly slowed, but they have been strong. CoreLogic forecasted that it would rise by 0.3%, so this was beneath their estimate. CoreLogic forecasted in August home prices will rise 0.2% and anticipate that home prices will rise 2.2% over the next year, which is likely a conservative number. The NFIB Small Business Optimism Index fell from 93.7 to 91.2, which is a 3-month low. Plans to higher fell 2 points to a 4-month low at 13%. Those that expect a better economy weakened by 6 points, and those that expect higher sales weakened by 9 points, the lowest since May 2023. Higher selling prices, which is a gauge on inflation, were down by 2 points to the least since January 2021. The NFIB's read on the economy sounded dismal. Quote, the mood on Main Street worsened in August despite last month's gains. Historically high inflation rate remains the top issue for owners as sales expectations plummet and cost pressures increase. Uncertainty among small business owners continues to rise as expectations for future business conditions worsen, unquote. Pretty bleak story there coming from the NFIB. That is, but remember, where there, as Warren Buffett would put it, you want to be buying when there's blood in the streets. What do I mean by that? Well, get ready, because if the economy starts dropping, historically, interest rates will drop as well. And that could be good for you and your family, because we know that you have a lot more debt than you did before. Why? Because we just look at the stats. America's got a lot of credit card debt, 22.84% average interest rate on credit cards. So make sure you're taking a look at the two-step, rsrlinks.com/two-step. rsrlinks.com/two-step. That's the Mortgage Minute. Brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So let's continue the conversation. Pay down the loan or invest the same money. And it is a dilemma. I had a lot of people come up with a lot of different answers. I'm of the camp, especially if you've got a low interest rate loan. Generally, it doesn't matter. But if you've got a loan, invest the money. And I'm not an investment advisor. I don't give investment advice. I do give advice on financial advisors, insurance advisors who get paid to give that kind of advice. But I'll tell you, if in my case, my beliefs, my opinion, do as you wish. Keep your house, keep a leverage on your house. Regardless of anything, your house is going to appreciate regardless of whether you've got a loan or no loan. So if your house is going to go up 5%, with or without a loan, it's going up 5%. So right now, especially, and I hate to bring it up this way, but I did this a week ago before the current natural disasters. So it came up with regard to what's happening in Rancho Palos Verdes and the homes where they turned off the power because there's a land shift. The land is shifting there. Now, there's about 140 homes involved where they're having problems. They're basically uninhabitable, and they're turning off the power so they don't have fires and the like there. So what's happened to some of these homes? Apply our norm. About 30% of the homes in America have no mortgage. I'm guessing the number is probably higher in that area because of the value of the properties, but let's just go with 30%. 30% of 140, if my math is correct, that's 42 homes. Now, those folks have now lost a massive amount of net worth. Those are all $1 million plus homes, maybe multi-million-dollar homes. They've lost a lot of net worth. Now, as a certified liability advisor, what are our top 3 issues we're talking about? safety, liquidity, and return. Well, if you think about safety of those homes, safety of your investment in those homes, if you think about liquidity of investment, now you think they're getting any loans over there right now? And return? Well, they've got a big negative return. So strike three. Not good on any one of those counts. We're going to continue this when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the first Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender. Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com. rsrmoney.com. Let's see what we've got going on today. The surprising amount of home equity you have gained over the years. That is our subject. Let's see. There are quite a number of reasons you may be thinking about selling your house. And as you weigh your options, you may find you're unsure how you're going to deal with one thing about today's housing market, and that's affordability. If that's your biggest concern, understanding how much equity you have in your house could help make your decision that much easier. Here are two key factors that have a big impact on your equity. How long you've been in your house is one of those factors. Oh, I just lost my spot here on here. First up is homeowner tenure. That's how long you've been in your house on average before selling or choosing to move. From 1985 to 2009, the average length of time homeowners stayed put was roughly 6 years. That changed a lot, hasn't it? But according to the National Association of Realtors, NAR, that number has been climbing. Now the average tenure is 10 years. If you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk, AM 1490, FM 98.1 video feed, you are seeing a chart right around the time of the Great Recession is when we jumped up from 6 years on average to 9.2 years on average. Here's why that's such a big deal. You can gain equity as you pay down your home loan. And as home prices climb, and when you combine all your mortgage payments with how much prices have gone up over the span of 10 years, that adds up. So if you've lived in your house for a while now, you may be sitting on a pile of equity. How home prices appreciate over time to help show how much the price appreciation piece adds up. Take a look at this data from the Federal Housing Finance Agency, FHFA. You can see another graph. How home prices have grown over time. 5 years, 58.4%. 30 years, 319.1%. Here's what this means for you. While home prices vary by area, the typical homeowner who's been in their house for 5 years saw an increase in value by nearly 60%. And the average homeowner who's owned their home for 30 years saw it more than triple in value in that time. Whether you're looking to downsize, relocate to a dream destination, or move so you can live closer to friends or loved ones, your equity can be a big game changer. Bottom line, if you want to find out how much equity you've built up over the years and how you can use it to buy your next home, give me a call. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. And yes, we'll put together a household board of directors dashboard for you. And we give you a lot of great information on that dashboard. It's updated all the time. So even if you weren't looking to talk to us, why wouldn't you? Well, you can get a lot of great information right on the dashboard because we update some of that information every single week, sometimes even more. Remember though, whenever we give you this guidance, this is general information. These are opinions that we're sharing. This is not specific information for you. We cannot guarantee that the past will repeat itself. We just look at the data and say, you know something? This is what's happened over the last X amount of time. For instance, one of the items that we do put in the dashboard that we create for people is we just put in there what their what we call a real estate report card. And if we put a real estate report card in there, we look at it and we say, okay, what's happened in your address? We don't even go to a specific zip code or city. We look at your exact address and what has it done. So if I look at, in this particular case, I'm just putting in a city, Anaheim, California. Historical appreciation, 8.17%. 10-year appreciation, 6.55%. And the 63-year appreciation, 5.36%. Does that mean it's going to repeat itself? Well, I'm probably not going to be here in 63 years, so I'm not going to even tell you. But that's what it's done historic. That's the real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. So let's get back to the conversation we were having before we had our sponsored story right there. And what we were talking about is pay down your mortgage or invest. And I was sharing with you the concept that, the people in Rancho Palos Verdes, they've lost safety in their home. They've lost liquidity in their home. The return on their home has really dropped. And if they own their home free and clear, well, that was a big challenge. As a certified liability advisor, what do we look at? We're not looking at the idea of we want good debt. Some debt is good, some debt is bad. I look at mortgage debt, for the most part, as being good debt. Now, I had a gentleman friend that's along the beach communities. He said, Ron, I sleep better at night knowing that my house was paid off. Wonderful. Wonder what those people in Rancho Palos Verdes said. I wonder what they're saying in Trabuco Canyon right now. I wonder what they're saying in the mountain cities right now. And, I don't take lighthearted the fact that there are a lot of scared people. I've got a lot of friends in these communities where they're having these fires right now. But you know something? And I don't wish anything ill on banks or lenders. I lead a lending team. But if they had a 75% mortgage on their property and they had that money in safe, secure investments, do you think they might be sleeping a little better at night, regardless of how big their investment portfolio is, regardless of how big their 401k IRA is? If they had some safe, secure investments, a diversified portfolio, chatting with one of the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio, do you think they'd be sleeping with a little bit better liquidity? Because right now, there is no lending opportunity for anybody near any of these fire areas or in Rancho Palos Verdes. There just isn't. What's going to happen right now, and the governor already did this, he declared Rancho Palos Verdes a national disaster or a state disaster area. I'm sure the other areas will follow suit. Once that happens, the lenders, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, HUD, they're going to all set a new overlay in those areas saying that even if you've got an appraisal done, they're going to want to have a new drive-by inspection done before you can fund a loan to make sure that the properties are still safe, that they're still there. See, the appraiser doesn't go out. Most people think, well, the appraiser is going out to tell us how much the property is worth. No. The appraiser goes out to say how much the collateral is worth to the lender. Because whatever the appraiser says, if a seller is willing to sell and a buyer is willing to buy, what the appraiser says is totally irrelevant. And good lenders understand how to make the deal work. There are some simple legal strategies that say, something, here's what the appraisal says. We're not changing anything in the loan. The loan amount will remain the same. The purchase price will remain the same. And we're going to move forward as is. You have to understand how to deal with those strategies. You have to have a good lender on your team as part of that household board of directors. But the bottom line here is safety, liquidity, return. And I feel sad for some of these folks that didn't have it, that just went and they went online and they just got the cheapest loan they could possibly find and didn't have these serious expectations. I'm just throwing that out there for you. It'd be kind of crazy. So we just throw that out. I'm gonna. If you want to have a further conversation or debate about it, go to our social media channels and let's chat. Okay, that's just a little bit of fun there, a little bit of insight when you're talking about the borrow smart strategy. Now, how does that all build in to the Home Select loan? Well, on the Home Select loan, you've already got the loan and you've got a full line of credit. Well, what you may want to do, and I'm not suggesting do anything nefarious, but if you think that you're going to have to be moving into a hotel, write a check, put it into your savings account or into your money market account or whatever, and you have access. And when you go back home, transfer money again, right? Make sure that you're doing smart things with your money. So many people are out there busy in life dealing with the things day to day, and they just miss their finances portion. That's just the way it is. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, why pre-approval should be at the top of your home buying to-do list. All that and more. Reach me anytime off air, number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the first Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporate.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Borrow Smart segment today being brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. Why the pre-approval should be at the top of your home buying to-do list. Since the supply of homes for sale is growing and mortgage rates are coming down, you may be thinking it's finally your moment to jump into the market. To make sure you're ready, you need to get pre-approved for a mortgage. That's when a lender looks at your finances, including things like your W-2 tax returns, credit score, and bank statements to figure out what they're willing to loan you. After that process, you'll get a pre-approval letter to show what you can borrow. Here are 2 reasons why this is essential in today's market. Pre-approval helps you know your numbers. While home affordability is finally starting to show signs of improving, it's still tight, so it's a good idea to talk to a lender about your loan options and how today's changing mortgage rates will impact your monthly payment. The pre-approval process is the perfect time for that. In addition to determining the maximum amount you can borrow, pre-approval also helps you understand this piece of the puzzle, as Investopedia says, quote, consulting with a lender and obtaining a pre-approval letter allows you to discuss loan options and budgeting with the lender. This step can clarify your total house hunting budget and the monthly mortgage payment you can afford, unquote. You should use this information to tailor your home search to what you're actually comfortable with budget-wise. Since mortgage rates have inched down some lately, you may find you're able to afford a bit more than you expect for your monthly payment, but you still want to avoid overextending. As CNET explains, in many cases, a lender may pre-approve you for more than you need to spend on a home. And while it can be tempting to look at houses outside your budget, it won't help you in the long run. Before you start touring homes, figure out how much you can realistically afford and stick to the budget, unquote. Pre-approval makes your offer more appealing, and once you do find a home you want in your budget, pre-approval has another big perk. It not only makes your offer stronger, it also shows sellers you've already undergone a credit and financial check. When a seller sees you as a serious buyer, they may be more attracted to your offer because it seems more likely to go through. As Greg McBride, Chief Financial Analyst at Bankrate, says, pre-approval carries more weight because it means lenders have actually done more than a cursory review of your credit and your finances, but have instead reviewed your pay stubs, tax returns, and bank statements. A pre-approval means you're cleared the hurdles necessary to be approved for a mortgage up to a certain dollar amount, unquote. As mortgage rates trend down, more buyers are going to be ready to jump back into the market. And while demand is still limited right now, there's the potential for competition to pick back up, especially in hot markets. So why not stack the deck in your favor and make sure you're putting yourself in the best position possible when you find a home you love? Here's one step further. When you work with our team, well, my loan partner is actually licensed as an underwriter. So when we do a pre-approval, it's actually pre-underwritten. We've already looked at everything that the underwriter is going to look at. When we send it over to the underwriter, they've already know that, guess what? We've already done it all. So there's generally not very many conditions, if any. Now, there might be some of the title and escrow conditions that we always have. But if you're planning on buying a home, don't forget to get pre-approved early in the process. It can help you get more in-depth understanding of what you can borrow and show sellers you mean business. That is the Borrow Smart segment, brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. And remember, this is not given as investment advice. We are licensed got a real estate license and a mortgage license, not a license as far as financial advisors. I gave that up. And I shouldn't say this, but I will. I like the idea of not having the controls of some of the licensing agencies because they, for some reason, they don't want you to always be as forthcoming as you should be. They would hate it if I said to you, you know something? Maybe you want to get some of that equity out of your property and diversify. Now, they like the idea of diversification, but they never like the idea of borrowing money from your real estate for that diversification purpose. And one of the things that my friend Todd Ballinger talks about, and he's the one that originated this certified liability advisory organization. And he talks a lot about the importance of location. Now, if you're in real estate, you've heard location, location, location. And when you talk about real estate, what are you talking about? Well, you're talking about where the property is located. But as a liability advisor, location, location, location has a little bit of a different meaning. We're actually looking at, where is your money located? Is your money located in real estate? Is that real estate safe? Is it liquid? What's the return on it? Well, when you invest in real estate, the more money you put in, kind of like the lower your return is. Why? Because if you have a loan, let's just say hypothetically you're buying a piece of property and you're buying $1 million property and you put 10% down. So you're putting down $100,000. And if you buy $1 million property and you put 50% down, you're putting down $500,000. Now, if that property goes up, and we said already that in Orange County, California, the 63-year, or in Anaheim, California, the 63-year average is 5.36%. I'm going to round that to 5%. So that $1 million property at 5% is going to go up $50,000 on either scenario, regardless of what your equity position is. Now, if you've got $100,000 invested in it and it goes up $50,000, well, 50% return on your capital. If you've got $500,000 invested in there, that's a 10% return on your capital. So where's the return better? Location, location, location. Your return is better with the lower amount of your down payment. Now, if you had the $500,000, let's think about that other part of that. See, now you've got $400,000 left over, and I'm going to tell you that it's not that difficult for a financial advisor to get you a very safe, secure 7.5%. But I'm going to use 7%. So that's $28,000 that you're going to earn potentially, no guarantees, but $28,000 you're going to earn on that extra money. So now, not only have you got a $50,000 in appreciation, you've got another $28,000 on that $400,000 that you didn't put into the property. Location, location, location. And now instead of having a $50,000 return on your money, well, now the same money, you've got $78,000 return. Significantly better numbers just by understanding where you want to put your money. Now, I will share with you that your age has things to do with this. As you get older and older, it's not about, in my opinion, it's not about return on your investments. It's about cash flow. That's why I am a proponent for many, many people, not only for the person that's got tough times, but for many, many areas. I'm a big proponent of the reverse mortgage. Now, if you've got the Home Select loan from our friends over at Geneva Financial, you may not need the reverse mortgage because it works very similar. Go to rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. It works in a very, very similar manner, so you're not having to worry about having that liquidity, the cash flow. And one of the big issues that we're dealing with all the time is, using when do you want to get the return on your money? That's a big, big discussion point. Now, if we go into a recession, there is a potential that the stock market goes down. If you sell into a down market, you have no possible way of the market recovering. Historically, when the markets go down, it's about 18 months until they get back and they're ahead again. But if you sold, you don't have that 18 months. Well, if you've got the Home Select loan, reverse mortgage, or other investments that are liquid, well, you're using those capital dollars strategically at that time to help yourself out. That's, again, certified liability advisor, location, location, location. And as always, we ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.